We finally have some more information on the $600 Golden State stimulus. Let's talk through it. But hey everybody, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't done so already, or if you happen to be new here, welcome to the channel. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I am back here every single day to keep you updated with everything going on. Also, if you're somebody out in California, please make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media so we can make sure everybody gets their $600 Golden State stimulus. Let's talk through this. But first things first, I just want to make it very clear. This is only the Golden State stimulus that I'm referring to in this video. This is just in the state of California. It's not for any other states, unfortunately, but for those of you out in California, yes, you will be getting an extra $600 stimulus check from the state of California. This is above and beyond the $1,400 stimulus check that you've probably recently received, and above and beyond the previous two stimulus checks that I hope you've also received, the $1,200 from last year and the $600 from last year. So this is just out of the state of California, not from the federal government. So nice, right? An extra $600. Anyway, let's talk through the details. So I've had a number of you reaching out to me recently and saying, hey, do you have any new information on the Golden State stimulus? Well, in fact, we do. And here's what we know. If you're somebody who filed a 2020 California state income tax between January 1st and March 1st, the first round of those $600 stimulus checks started to go out on April 15th. Now, they suspect that it would take anywhere between 4 and 6 weeks for these payments to arrive to some people. However, there were some people that were waking up this past week with those deposits in their accounts already. Maybe you're one of those people. In fact, there's about 5.7 million people in the state of California that are going to be receiving these extra $600 stimulus checks. So if you're one of those 5.7 million people, congratulations. Pretty cool for you. Now again, in addition to that, there will be more stimulus checks going out. So if you're not in this first wave of payments going out, don't worry, there are more going out. Here's the next bracket of people. If you filed your 2020 tax return with the state of California after March 2nd, so March 2nd or after, your payments would be going out in the next couple weeks here, and they anticipate, again, it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks to deliver, and for direct deposits, they're anticipating about 45 days. Now again, some people have already received it as direct deposits based on what some people are reporting, like, hey, check it out. I woke up one morning and there it was in my account. I didn't even know it was coming. So the money has started flowing right on track and exactly as we suspected a couple months ago when we first heard about the Golden State stimulus, the $600. So pretty cool. But here's another deadline that I definitely want you to know about so that you are aware of this. They've stated that in order to get this California $600 Golden State stimulus, you need to file your 2020 tax return by October, sorry, March is gone, October 15th. So that's what they're saying is October 15th is the deadline in order to file your 2020 tax return with the state of California in order to be eligible and to receive this $600 Golden State stimulus. Now, just to be totally clear, I'm not your accountant. I'm not your tax advisor. I am not your CPA. I don't know your exact situation. You probably want to talk to somebody who does know your situation because I cannot give you accounting advice. I'm just giving you general information that honestly, I just found online, right? So at the same time, as I mentioned before, I've said this a few times now, and I just want to make it very clear because some people think that this is from the federal government. It's not. This Golden State stimulus is strictly from the state of California. This is above and beyond any other stimulus checks that you have already received. So just remember that. Now, another thing too, if you were claimed as a dependent, it looks like from my research, you unfortunately would not be eligible for this $600. You need to file a 2020 tax return and you need to earn under the income thresholds. Generally, it's $30,000 is what you need to earn under in order to get this. Unless you are an ITIN individual, basically, if you have a social security number, this doesn't pertain to you. But if you're an ITIN individual and you did not get the previous stimulus checks out of the federal government, provided you earn under $75,000, it sounds to me from the research I've done, you could get up to $1,200. So double the amount, and you'd get the $1,200 versus the $600. Make sense? Yeah. So pretty cool. It's nice to see that a lot of people are starting to get their payments, and there will be many more payments distributed over the coming days and weeks. Pretty cool stuff. At the same time, if you have not received your $1,400 stimulus check, this is not going to interfere with it in any way at all. Also, any stimulus checks going forward, again, it should not interfere with that. Some of you have asked me, is this going to interfere with my other benefits like SSI, SSDI, things like this? I have not seen any specific information addressing that question, but I would anticipate it's probably like the other stimulus checks that we've received out of the federal government. And the answer to that would be generally no. Generally, they are not going to impact your other benefits. Typically, they give about a 12-month window for that to be the case. Anything typically over 12 months, then they would potentially count it as income or resources. Or let me change that. They would potentially count it as resources, not income. It's never counted as income. But again, I didn't see any specific information on that, but I would anticipate probably not, simply because these $600 Golden State stimulus checks are focused on the lowest income individuals in California. Make sense? So I do have a phone number here that I want to share with you in case you want to call and ask for additional information. Otherwise, you can do a simple internet search and look it up if you would like yourself and read about it. There's a lot of information out there right now and some latest updates. So if you want, feel free, do a simple internet search. Just type in Golden State Stimulus and you should get all kinds of information on it and the latest information and the latest updates if you want. Otherwise, I do have a phone number here. You can call it, and it sounds like you can get the latest information there. I'll be totally honest with you. I did not call the number. I just found this on one of the websites that I was looking at, and so I'm not sure if it's an automated system or if it's if you can actually connect with a real live person. But I would anticipate, you probably want to call sometime between Monday through Friday during business hours. That's just, generally what I would anticipate, especially if there is a real live person on the other end of the phone that you can actually talk to. All right, so here's the number. I'll give it to you. And it sounds like this is the dedicated number for the Golden State Stimulus. All right, ready? 1-800-852-5711. Now, again, this is just the Golden State Stimulus. This is nothing to do with the $1,400 stimulus check. All right, here's the number again. 1-800-852-5711. Feel free to call that. Check it out. See what they have to offer. See what they can do for you. But other than that, I guess at this point, it's kind of like a waiting game with the other $1,400 stimulus checks that we just received, and for some of you who are probably still waiting for them. It's literally just a waiting game, and these Golden State stimulus checks should be rolling out here over the coming days and weeks if you haven't received it yet. So be sure to continue watching for that. And again, if you did not file a 2020 tax return, again, I can't advise you on what to do, but you may want to consider filing a California State 2020 tax return in order to get your $600. So just, do your own research. Talk to somebody that maybe understands your situation. If you have any questions, talk to somebody who maybe understands your situation, and they can probably advise you from there, because I don't know your situation and I'm not your accountant, so I can't give you that information. I can't advise you, I should say. So anyway, it's exciting to know that this money is rolling out about the same time as the $1,400, right when the $1,400 kind of, gets all spent up and expires, and we're looking for more money. It's nice to know that this $600 is kind of following up, right behind relatively soon. So Pretty cool stuff, right? So again, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video. And if you're in California, feel free to share this video with your friends, family, and social media, because you never know. I bet there's a bunch of people out there who are eligible for this and probably have no idea that they could be getting an extra $600 just out of the state of California on top of their $1,400. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So feel free to share this video with anybody that you may know in California. Maybe you live there, maybe you don't. Another thing too, I think I said this earlier, but I'll just hit on this again. You need to actually live in the state of California for what it sounds like at least 6 months out of 2020. So maybe you live there now, or maybe you just moved there and you live there for 6 months and 2 days in 2020. To me, it sounds like from my research, that's probably fine. However, maybe you lived there for the first 6 months of 2020 and then you moved out of California. Would you be eligible then? Well, if you filed a state if you filed a state tax return with the state of California and you lived there for at least 6 months, from my understanding, it sounds like you probably could be eligible for the $600, even if you no longer live in California. Right? So anyway, you might want to do your own research on that one, but that's just from my understanding. Either way, I hope this helps you out, and here is your update that so many of you have requested from me over the last couple weeks here. So thanks again. I really appreciate it, and I will continue to keep you updated with everything else going on around, whatever else is going on. Thanks again, everybody. You're awesome. I appreciate your support, and I will see you again soon in the next video.